Proceed simultaneously through the enlightenment. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging simultaneously with seeing and knowing. This will be simultaneous purification of the extinction and emptiness. Don't separate engaging, disengaging from all things. Don't aim towards disengaging from all things only. Beware of these points, because this is just grasping for liberation only. Proceed simultaneously with everything. Later on, it will end all the conflicts. End all the conflicts with samsara and the great perception, sense organs, defilements, and karmic difficulties. It will turn into simultaneous purification of the enlightenment. Simultaneously, don't separate. Don't aim towards disengaging from all things. Let's balance it. Help through cutting, natural cutting, or enlightenment altogether. Dissolve one's own blind spot, which is choosing specifical for extinction, for ending, for disengaging. This is separating disengagement from all things constantly. This is grasping for disengaging. This is the blind spot. Therefore, that which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging has to be preceded with all things. It will turn into natural purification of the extinction and emptiness, all by oneself, all by itself. Proceed simultaneously with the gates of perception, sense organs, and everything. This is helping through the enlightenment altogether. Don't separate enlightenment from all things, from samsara, or from anything. Don't separate anything from anything, because that is the habit of grasping, and it is gonna block the great compassion, the Mahakaruna. Therefore, let's proceed simultaneously with everything, enable it. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging simultaneously with every particle in this physical world, so that the great compassion will be complete, helping through the enlightenment, through the emptiness, through the extinction. This is not escape through the extinction, through the emptiness, or through cutting as helping instead. Beware, because it's gonna be just only about grasping for the conclusion. The conclusion is to be given. This is not to aim for the conclusion for oneself. Everything is not having for not having itself. That is the great compassion. The non-humans, they don't have to listen so much. They already brighten out. All about oneself is still a lot. This is called selfishness, which is still a lot. That it has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Proceed together with everything. That it has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. This is complete purification of the extinction and emptiness. It is the ultimate already. Just proceed simultaneously, that's all. Even a tiny bit that is there, purify it, don't keep it. Purify it simultaneously. Any sentences are not to be grasped. They have auto-purifying within itself. Then it will be according to the purification of the emptiness. This is a kind of supernatural power. The purification of the extinction is all of the supernatural power within samsara. It is a special power. to purify for samsara. This is not to purify one or two things at a time. It is all at once. It is a special power, absolute power, to purify all at once with everything. When you are together, when you talk with each other, did you not to do with engaging or disengaging simultaneously or not? It's not like that, huh? It's just talking and talking, babbling only, being carried away in the babbling as karma, verbal karma. There is no such thing as purifying. Use it for your whole life. Make a conclusion as blessing for the whole life. Whatever you do, that which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging simultaneously. Otherwise, just doing and acting, it will be karma. Use the purification of extinction and emptiness, engaging or disengaging, not to do with it. It is the great compassion. Don't choose when to be specifically for blessing. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging is to be used at all times. Don't choose time. Because otherwise you're going to be eaten up by your karma. Don't wait for the time to bless. It is always purifying so that you be skillful. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, relating or not relating. Like this, it will be skillful for you. Otherwise, there is just the mind to think, to feel, to fabricate like this, like that. It is just karma, emotional karma. This is not to stop karma. It's there, but make a conclusion to purify it simultaneously. Or the mind to think, to be purified at the same time, whether it is thinking or not thinking. Proceed simultaneously with that which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Simultaneously. That which has nothing to do with relating or not relating, whether knowing or not knowing, thinking or not thinking. Proceed with it simultaneously. This is the conclusion of the essence of the enlightenment. Don't separate it. Don't look at what is there or not, ending or not. Samsara is still there. Therefore, proceed simultaneously through the great compassion at all times. Just look indifferently is not okay. That is drowning. Looking in stillness, being still in the looking and indifference is not okay. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, being still or not, indifferent or not, thinking or not. This is purifying without traces continuously. If you think that looking in stillness and indifference is okay, it's not. What is there within the indifference or not? That is the desire and delusive attachment created, drowning in it, maintaining it. Is there anicca and anatta, that there is stillness or indifference? There is no such thing as real stillness or indifference. Not having, even not having itself. It creates it. The desire and delusive attachment creates it. And it dwells in it, within the mind, within stillness, within peaceful state, within the indifference. Anicca doesn't have peaceful or not peaceful. Peaceful and not peaceful is created with significance and opinions and meanings by the desire and delusive attachments. In the anicca, there is no such thing as being peaceful or not. That which has nothing to do with the disengaging itself has to be proceeded continuously, not grasping, even for the non-grasping itself to be continued. Then it will end all about grasping, whether it is state of mind or state of Dharma attainment. It will be unwinding, discarding the unwinding. That is gonna begin the purification without traces for samsara. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. It has no condition of separating from samsara. It's not in a state of separating anything from anything at all. It is purification without traces. It is something that has no trace. It's beyond being still or not, indifferent or not already. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, proceeding with knowing or not knowing. Knower alone is not okay to be used. Aiming towards knowing and acknowledging is just karma within itself. It creates karma, always creating karma. Continue with disengaging, that which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, so that there is simultaneous purification with knowing and the objects of knowing, purifying without traces altogether. Consciousness alone is just the fabrication, is just the clashes of senses. The knowing itself, the consciousness itself is the attempt to dwell. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging will purify the attempt to dwell within the knowing, within the consciousness. This is the beginning of the origination, the arising of the suffering. It will purify without traces through the emptiness before deludedly knowing. This will purify the delusion to dwell.